some TikToker made a quote-unquote debunk video that is hilarious and wrong for many reasons. Quick context. What happened was Tizzy, a very big TikTok content creator, made a power scale video of Yami versus Sasuke. And he said that Sasuke wins because he scales above Kaguya. Kaguya can create realms with planets or stars in it. And I'm like, okay, well, if we're doing this thing, why does nobody ever bring up the fact that you got Dorothy creating Glamour World, which is stated to be an infinite space, and there looks to be stars in it? All right? That's all I say. This TikToker by the name of, let me see if I can bring it up. His name is Itsjustbrian. This is the guy in question. Itsjustbrian. This guy right here. He quote-unquote debunks me. 10K followers, good for you. But this is the guy in question who quote-unquote debunked me. We'll go over his debunk. It's not even close to a debunk. He actually just debunked. What's funny, guys, is one of his main points, he debunks himself in the video without even realizing it. But we'll get into it. So, but first, I wanted to like show, basically, is that I made a video, and then what Itsjustbrian did the entire time was all he would do is comment and demean people and say they didn't know what they were talking about. And I just got annoyed with that. Like, hey, no, get over here. You can't be over there. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Sit. Lay down. I am dog sitting at the same time. And of course, the dog is a puppy. And he went right over where all my cords are plugged in, which means if he knocked it over, it knocked over my laptop, my microphone, and my monitor all at once. So, gotta keep him over here. Anyways, that's what I was doing, and then he distracted me as I wanted to bring up the chat on my phone. But, the issue with this is, so he kept commenting, saying, I didn't know what I was talking about. I will probably cover Tizzy's TikTok, maybe even today, too. Yeah, he was yapping the entire time. The breed is a chocolate lab. But, as I was saying, he kept going off and off in the comments over and over again, saying he didn't know, or he'd say things about Glamour World, which I could easily tell he didn't know what he was talking about. So then I made this video, which we will watch, because this is the video that he is trying to debunk. That's incredibly wrong, violently irrelevant. It's incredibly wrong. We'll get into why. But yeah, that's incredibly wrong. But anyways, so I want to say this. If you disagree, is there a song going? Oh, this is a song made by my brother. It should be linked in the description. But anyways, God, this dog is distracting the crap out of me because he's so cute. And he keeps wanting pets. But basically, if you disagree with Glamour World, I don't care. Like if you think anybody scales to it, I don't care. That's not the point. The point is mainly is that it is infinite in size and it is like a real space. Just because it's made by dreams doesn't mean it's not real, because it is. Yes, Glamour World's an infinite space. That would qualify as a universe in power scaling terms. So we will watch my video together so that we can see what he is trying to debunk, and then I can show you that he basically lies because he says that I say things that I actually don't. All right, sit, boy. Sit. Good boy. I just gotta stop giving him attention and maybe he'll calm down. I just played, it was perfect timing the last stream because I played with him for like an hour and a half straight and he fell asleep. Okay, perfect time to stream. And then I realized I forgot my laptop charger. But all right, let's get into it. This is my video, basically talking about the misconceptions of Glamour World. So I'll watch it first, and then we will watch his terrible debunk. All right, nope. Love it when people tell me I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to Black Clover. If you read the series, you would know. Well, I'm glad that I screenshotted a bunch of your comments of you talking about Glamour World because this shows you don't know anything about Black Clover. So I'm going to hold your hand and guide you through the read fight, okay? And No, I do want to say, I am being pretty condescending, but it's because of how he's acting. Like he's saying, you should stick to analysis content. Scaling is not for you. And he says, terrible, but if you read the series, you know. So he's implying I know nothing about Black Clover. Ironic when he thinks that Magna is the only character in Black Clover who's created a spell. So that's the type of people we're dealing with here. But anyways, let's get back to it.
And also debunk some of the biggest misconceptions about Dorothy's Glamour World. Dorothy's dimension is not infinite because Luck's statement was a knowledge claim. Luck doesn't have infinite sensory range. If only you had read the series, bro. Luck says there's no border. It's endless. Manga says, you moron, that's impossible. Reeve says, here in Glamour World, the impossible is possible. That's her affirming the statement. The actual creator of the spell affirms that it's infinite by saying the impossible is possible. It's how she wants it to be. So the knowledge claim isn't needed when the creator of the spell affirms that it's true. So even if...
And this is true, but his debunk for it, I predicted exactly what his debunk would be, and it's exactly what it was, and it's terrible, and I'll get into it when he actually does his video.
If Luck was being hyperbolic himself, it doesn't matter because Magna took it seriously, because he said it'd be impossible. And then Reeve answered Magna. So Patri has infinite magic power. Whether you want to believe he has literally like universal power, or he just has an infinite amount of magic giving him infinite stamina, it doesn't matter, because if Finral can sense this, then Luck can sense infinite magic. Because...
And what's funny is this is like my very minor supporting point, which, as minor as it is, it's still like a valid argument. If Dorothy can create an infinite universe, why is it crazy for Patri, who's weaker than, or I guess Reeve? If Patri's weaker than Reeve, she can create an infinite universe. Why is it crazy that she has an infinite amount of magic? It's not. But anyways.
Because Luck canonically has way better mana sensing than Finral. So if a weaker Luck can sense infinite magic, there's no reason to assume that a stronger Luck can sense an infinite distance. And as I said, it doesn't matter if Reeve affirms it. The creator of the spell do I really need to...
Oops. Sorry, guys.
I love it when people tell me I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to Black Clover.
Fucked with the video.
In Finral. He affirms it. The creator of the spell affirmed it. Not to mention that it couldn't hold two people's imagination, which contradicts infinite. It absolutely does not. So actually a lot of people, not just you, Brian, think about this the completely wrong way. Because they think of it like, oh, the world wasn't big enough to hold their dreams, which is not what happened. Now, when we see the actual fight between Dorothy and Reeve in Glamour World, we can...
So you're saying what counts as infinite magic? It can mean anything, but it wouldn't matter whether that means he has infinite power or infinite stamina, because that would still be Finral sensing it, and Luck has better sensing than him.
See that their dreams are not taking up the full volume of the space. There's a lot of room left. So what's really happening here is that their dreams, the clash of their dreams, is too strong for the Glamour World to actually take on. It can't withstand the dreams of two people. It's about power. It's like how when Goku and Beerus clash, and they're obviously finite in size, but their clash is destroying the macrocosm. Dorothy and Reeve's dreams are taking up barely any space. It's not about the dreams being too big for Glamour World. They're too powerful. So there is no contradiction. Actually, them fighting, destroying Glamour World just supports that they scale to it. You're so scared of Black Clover being strong that you just can't even come up with good arguments to go against it because you're so scared. Like when you appeal to absurdity when I...
Now, honestly, I'm just fucking with him because he's been so smug for weeks in my comments. And he has 10k followers on TikTok. And I don't think he's ever posted a Black Clover video. All I saw, he has posted a bunch of Boruto videos and JJK videos. And I know Boruto and JJK fans get so tilted at Black Clover scaling, it's funny. That's all I was appealing to.
Compare the stars in the Black Clover world to the stars in Glamour World. They are literally identical in design, but you're assuming they're twinkles, which makes no sense. If Dorothy can create an infinite space, her own world, the likelihood that there would be stars in the sky would be likely, especially if she was basing off her world on the universe and her own night sky. This would explain why these stars look identical to the stars in her own sky. Now you say it's just an imaginary, abstract world. The dreams that she creates are real. She says up here, If, as I guessed, that's real water, then, and it was.
I didn't realize that the comment is blocking off. Like, his comment is blocking off, but it says this is real water. So yeah, the dreams that are created are real.
Real water. They electrically decomposed the water, launched fire at it, and it caused an explosion because the water was real. And then Sally, a scientist, says what she is generating are the real objects. Their composition's the same too. So again, the knowledge claim is actually answered by Reeve. And there is supporting evidence that luck could sense an infinite range if it can sense an infinite mana. The Glamour World did not struggle to contain the...
So that's pretty much it.
Volume.
I made one more short video on the topic, and I'll do that, and then we'll watch his video.
Do I really need to explain?
So basically, he got mad at me for using this anime scan because it says withstand instead of support, and I was telling him that contextually, withstand and support mean similar things, and he's saying they're not, but you could easily think of ways where they are, and the fact that the translations use support and withstand would, again, showing that they're using the words in a similar context, but this is my my reasoning for why withstand and support can be synonymous.
To you why support and withstand can be synonymous? If I try to bench press 600 pounds and my arms snap, my arms couldn't support 600 pounds on a bench press, but also my arms could not withstand 600 pounds on a bench press. Support and withstand can be synonymous.
So yeah, pretty much that's it too, is that if you can use the words in similar contexts, then they can be synonymous. Like, using support or withstand in that sentence I used, completely valid, and that's the funny thing. I talked to so many people. I asked people's opinions, so many people. Some who didn't even know the context of the situation. They all said yes. Support, withstand, if you use it in that sentence, they're synonymous. And obviously, they would be synonymous in this scenario because the official translation team for the anime used withstand, and the official translation team for Viz used support. And the funny thing, too, is that the reason why I use this scan is, for one, it's easier to see anime scans, but also for two, there's a fanlation that actually also says in the manga withstand. So, like, if you have Viz, who's known to be occasionally wrong about translations, and then you have the translation team of the anime, which actually has corrected things that were mistranslated by Viz multiple times, and then you have a fanlation also supporting it, it would be a high possibility that it is withstand, but it doesn't matter anyways because I've been saying withstand and support are synonymous. No! Get over here. Come on. Come here. He keeps trying to get to the cords. Hey! Come on. Sit. Tucker. Hey, come here. Come here. Come here. Nope, over here. There you go. Good boy. Alright. I don't remember where I was at, but yeah. So now we'll get into his quote-unquote debunk, and you guys will see probably the worst Black Clover video you've ever seen in your life. It is actually bad. Like, actually bad. Which is funny because of how much shit he was talking. To be this wrong, it's actually embarrassing. Like, I was actually embarrassed to actually even watch it. Photo of the dog, maybe in a bit. Okay. So yeah, this is gonna be his quote-unquote debunk now.
With another debunk video. I'm really tired of making these videos, but honestly, some people just don't know how their series works. So let's see.
So that's how he's starting, right? Some people just don't know how the series works. Let's see like what his points are.
What Mr. Broku here has to say about, Black Clover, since he's the Black Clover expert.
I love it when people tell me I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to Black Clover.
That's because you don't, but let's go on.
Luck doesn't have infinite sensory range. If only you had read the series, bro. Luck says there's no border. It's endless. Manga says, you moron, that's impossible. Reeve says, here in Glamour World, the impossible is possible. That's her affirming the statement.
I love it when people with agendas purposely leave out.
With agendas, purposely leaving out context. Again, we'll just show you how silly he is after he says this point.
Just to push their narrative. Like how Mr. Broku here purposely ignored the Toda speech bubbles before Dorothy's statement. You know, leaving out the conclusion to Magna and
What are they talking about? They're talking about the space being endless and Magna being dumb. They are still talking about the infinite space in this comic bubble that he's saying I'm leaving out context for. Holy shit. What a dumbass.
Locke's conversation and added Dorothy into the mix. Dorothy's statement wasn't affirming Locke's claim, was to show that in this realm, anything she wants to do, she can do it. Which is made evidence when she starts warping reality.
Oh, holy shit. She made plant magic. That's impossible. Oh my god. Is Charlotte stronger than Glamour World? Because she can make... Dude, Mimosa must be one of the strongest characters in the series. Because she made plants. Wow. Plants are impossible. Holy shit. I'm totally sure she's talking about making plants and not the infinite space that they were just talking about. Holy god. You are fucking stupid, Brian. Holy fuck. It literally says... So in the comments, he's like, she's not talking about the space. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Holy fuck. Because it's almost like she says, here in Glamour World, the impossible is possible. It's almost like she says, here in Glamour World, the space that they are in, that they just postulated is endless. And she affirms it. Holy shit. But I'm leaving out the context, Brian. Which, embarrassing, because my name is fucking Brian. What a bad representation of Brians we have on here. But yeah, he's saying that she is referring to doing impossible things, like creating plants and binding these characters. When, here, I think I actually went and found the data book, which shows that, like, binding magic is a very basic thing in Black Clover. It's not that crazy. But yeah, I got it right here. I'm not mad. I'm just so excited because it's so funny and it's so great when people are so smug and they think they're right and they're not. It's great. I love it. Anyways, back to this guidebook, which shows that, oh, binding magic. I thought that was impossible, Brian. I thought binding magic was impossible. Only in Glamour World. No. People can do binding magic. In fact, right here, this says Magna doing binding magic on Heath. Holy fuck. Hey, well, Straw Hat Asta, your name's Brian. Well, you're a good representation. I spell it with an I, though, so... but I would take you with a Y over this Brian with an I. But... oh, did it? It's not display. I don't know if it displayed, but I'm gonna display it again. But yeah, binding magic. She literally makes plants. She literally makes plants and tries to bind them, and he's trying to say that is the context of what she is saying. Holy crap. That is literally one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. The context of their conversation is Glamour World is endless. There's no border. Glamour World is endless. There's no border. And then it's like, oh, that's impossible. And then Magna or Luck said, what does Luck exactly say? He shows it. It's more possible than you not being dumb anymore, Magna. And then Dorothy said, or Reeve says, here in Glamour World, the impossible is possible. It's very obvious. Again, here in Glamour World, the space that they're talking about, the impossible is possible. Meaning, it's an infinite space. So, yeah, one of the dumbest points I've ever seen. Now, when he said he was debunking my video, and he commented saying, that statement about Dorothy or Reeve affirming it, that's not about Glamour World, that's not about the space, that's about something else. I knew he was going to bring up the plants, because I've seen so many Narushians argue that. It's just so funny. Like, guys, when I saw this, because he posted it today, when I saw it this morning, I was literally dying of laughter. I was almost crying. Holy fuck. This is not even the worst part, guys. Again, remember, he's saying I don't read Black Clover and I'm not very smart. I can't understand context, but Are you really thinking that using plant magic and binding people is impossible, Brian? Like, holy fuck. Anyways, let's continue.
To show that in this realm, anything she wants to do, she can do it. Which is made evidence when she starts warping reality around them. But she never confirms Locke's statements. That was just headcanon. And
No, it's not. The impossible. She's literally responding, the impossible is possible. Like, you're saying I don't understand context when that is very clearly the context.
That's how I know you're not even a valid source of Black Clover scaling. Because you said this.
The actual creator of the spell affirms that it's infinite by saying the impossible is possible.
If you had any knowledge on Black Clover, you would know that mages don't create their spells. They only awaken new ones as they get stronger due to their emotional state or magic training. And this information is given to us as early as chapter 7, and it's been consistent. The only person who has created a pseudo spell in
He thinks that nobody creates magic spells in Black Clover.
Black Clover is Magna, who had help from Zora, and it took him a year to do it. Not only that, he can only use it once. So if you
He thinks Magna's the only person to create spells in Black Clover. What a fucking idiot! Oh my god, you are stupid! You should delete your TikTok, bro. Holy fuck. Anyways, this is the guy who says, I don't know anything about Black Clover, right? Well, these people don't create their spells. Holy fuck. Now, Dorothy creates Glamour World. I will show you proof, but I'm gonna hold the proof till the end, because guess what? He proves it himself, and he doesn't even realize it. Exactly. I'm actually gonna show you guys. Oh wait, wrong thing. Wrong tab. That's a different scan I'm saving for later. Okay. Versus Zenon. We got this. The stronger the mage, the more stars are born. So Yuno's getting stronger and he's making more stars. Wow. Good job, Brian. Oh. Oh. You know what this looks like, guys? Let me show you. The biggest necessary factor is inborn ability. However, in some dedicated training, or in some cases, dedicated training and unflagging effort can pay off. And we see, what is that? A mage creating a spell. We literally have a mage creating a spell. So, yeah, it's a pretty wild. Pretty wild that Brian thinks that people don't make spells in Black Clover. Who would have thunk? I don't know. I've just been making Black Clover videos for 5 years. I don't know anything, but Brian, who hasn't made a single Black Clover TikTok, no, he's probably right. Oh, wait. Oh, dang it, you can't see because the chat box, but I'll move it. Wind Spirit Creation Magic? No, that's not true. That's impossible. Holy fuck. Yeah, so Wind Spirit Creation Magic. I wonder what that means. And this isn't, actually just bullshitting a spell. It says, he used the wind to condense the dregs of our magic, which had returned to the air, and created a sword that would work on the devil's spells. And that since our battle, his growth is astonishingly fast. Literally created a spell. Whoop-de-fucking-do, Brian. God, this is awesome. I love it. I'm just like feeding off this, like the stupidity. And the audacity to be so smug when you don't know jack shit. No wonder why you don't make Black Clover TikToks, bro. Guys, remember, this guy has 10,000 followers, almost 11,000 followers. That's sad. Like, I'm sure his Naruto or Boruto or JJK or whatever content he makes is fine. I'm sure. Like, if I went and tried to make Boruto content right now, it would be terrible because I've read 17 chapters or whatever. And it seems like the inverse has happened here, where he tried to make a Black Clover video, and he shit the bed. But, here's the thing. Do you guys know that if your grimoire creates a spell, it's still you creating it? It's your magic power. It's your soul, because your grimoire is kind of bonded to the soul. If you die, the grimoire breaks. Nobody can use a grimoire because your soul is bonded to it. It's almost like the grimoire is you. It's holding your spells. It follows you around. It pairs its magic power with your own. If you die, it dies. The grimoire is you. Like, this is the dumbest argument. Yeah, no. There's like, I think that data book page also brought up creation magic. Yep. Let's see. Yep, right here. Create objects for any situations. It's almost like they're creating stuff, Brian. It's almost like they're creating stuff. It's almost like Black Clover mages, when they use their magic to create spells, they are the ones doing it because it's their magic and their grimoire and their soul. Jesus Christ. All right. There's a lot more evidence that, you know, characters create their spells. And also, there's evidence that Dorothy creates Glamour World. She doesn't just teleport you there, which is his argument. His argument is Dorothy just teleports you to Glamour World. That's it. Well, Brian, because we know, Nah-eyed Brian. Brian Magic, Nah-eyed Brian. That needs to be a meme. Good job, Phantom X. Or no, that was Flam, sorry. But Phantom X, you're dope too. But Flam, Brian Magic, Nah-eyed Brian. What sucks is my name is Brian too. But that is literally amazing. Holy shit. All right, let's get back to watching this garbage. And yeah, sorry, like if you guys are watching this and you're like, oh, why are you so mean? Again, this guy was saying I don't know anything about Black Clover, talking shit to me, and obviously he was being smug and he's showing he doesn't know anything what he's talking about. So, but like I said, he himself proves that Dorothy creates Glamour World. But we'll get into that. I almost need to crack open another diet soda.
If you're claiming that Dorothy created Glamour World, you would have to provide evidence to show that. Because Dorothy...
See, here's the thing, is that, you know, it's pretty obvious to most people for one, but again, you speed read Black Clover probably, or you read it a long time ago, you don't remember it, but
the relationship with Glamour World is the same relationship Obito has with the Kamui dimension. They have techniques or abilities that...
Again, you would need to show that she doesn't create Glamour World. That's your burden, Brian. That is your burden, not mine. Your burden.
Give them access.
Especially when you give the scan for her creating it, but we'll get to that because it's hilarious.
To that dimension, they didn't create it, you know, unless you're trying to claim that Obito is high uni too.
No, I don't scale Naruto. It's almost like I don't scale Naruto, Brian. It's almost like I don't scale Naruto. God damn.
Not to mention that the person you're claiming has infinite distance mana sensing has been shown to have limits.
Okay, here's the thing. He uses these things to try and disprove Luck having infinite sensory range, and I'll let him show all the scans. So we got him sensing stuff. Luck is saying, I sense that they're coming. And then, but this is the thing. Luck has two different forms of sensory. He has his passive sensory and his focus sensory. And he shows the scan for it and doesn't even realize that there's a difference. Because if you want to say that Luck can't have infinite range because he gets taken off guard, well then, Dragon Ball characters, they can't have infinite key sensing, right? We have Dragon Ball characters who sense the key of people in other universes, but then they get blitzed or off-guarded. I guess blitz wouldn't really be the term. They get off-guarded. They get taken off guard. You can't do that if you have infinite sensory. No, it's because they're not paying attention. Just because you can sense it at infinite range does not mean you cannot be off guarded or not know everything. Also, as I stated in my video, you don't need luck to have infinite sensory magic.
Time and time again throughout the series. Because if he didn't, Locke should be able to know the...
Again, this is beginning of series luck. Like, it's the funniest thing. And again, this is him showing, like, before this it was casual, and then he starts doing his focused mana sensing, sending his magic out, and then he knows where they're at. Because this is his focused mana sensing. Right? Him needing to go deeper into the caves before sensing that other people were present. I don't think this is even true. I want to double check. It doesn't matter even if he's right, but I want to double check because I don't think that's actually what happened. You know, he probably is the creator of Death Battle, now that I think about it. I don't remember. That's got to be like 11 or 12. That's like very early in the series. I don't... Like I said, I could be wrong. I'm not saying that he's wrong, but I don't know if that's exactly how it went down. Excuse me. Oh yeah, so also, this is dumb because... Let me see if I can find it too. So, this is not a debunk. We'll get into it. Oh, the $5 super chat. Appreciate that a lot. He didn't realize that the fact Zora helped Magda create that spell means that Zora also created spells. Exactly, because he creates arrays. Like, he contradicted himself by bringing up Zora. Literally. And it's not just Zora, because, guys, it's stated that what Zora does are arrays. Well, what does the Heart Kingdom do? Arrays. Now, what does a lot of the Clover Kingdom do? Arrays. So he inherently debunks that Magna's the only one to do it. By himself. So Hazardous Jim, I think you're talking about the guy named Debunk. I think he's a cool dude. I like some of his videos. No, my scaling's not wrong. It's not. They are way less assumptuous than any of his power scaling takes. But, unless if you're referring to him when he corrected me about some of my scaling about All Might, I actually agree with some of the things he said, but if it's Black Clover scaling, no. But he's a cool guy. He's actually a cool guy. Like, I haven't talked to him, but from like what I've seen on his his videos, I've seen some of his videos. He seems like a cool guy. Respect him, but no, I disagree with that. But the funniest thing about Luck not being able to sense, like, inside the cave is that, well, let's look into it. Let's look into it, right? I wonder why maybe it was harder for him to sense. It looks like the space is warped by magic. This grand magic region, which is filled with this crazy powerful magic and is warping space. I wonder why maybe Luck is having a hard time sensing. Especially this is first arc Luck versus he's trying to say that because first arc Luck's passive mana sensing in a cave or in a dungeon that is warping space and is filled with crazy mana, that means that Luck in the Elf arc can't sense infinity? That's a terrible argument. Yes, exactly, Tonio. It does say that she does create it. We'll get into that. Man, see, like, I didn't even think about this the first time. Like, I knew that the context was off. That, like, there's something was off there. That he was wrong. And, again, Luck's just chilling around. And then, he does his actual focus sensing. And that's when he sensed what was going on. And then he left. After doing all of this, right? Like, again, this is first arc Luck. Nobody is saying that these characters have to necessarily have infinite mana sensing. That'd be like saying that, if you can't, like, that'd be arguing that Battle of Gods Goku can't be multiversal because in the what would that be? He was weaker than Master Roshi, who needed a Kamehameha to destroy a moon. That's a terrible argument. What's up, Dino? Thanks for supporting, Dino. I appreciate that. Where was it ever stated that luck could sense infinitely? Well, that's the thing. It is his burden to prove that luck cannot sense infinitely, because that is him. That's basically a feat right there. You would need to prove that it's not. Which, again, using an early series luck who is in a space where it's hard to sense things, it's not a good argument. It's actually really bad, but guys, there's still a lot more bad stuff to get through. But yeah, so again, wrong. He's wrong, but oh yeah, I need to bring it back up. Oh, and then also he brings up like things happening in the Elf arc. Again, luck is not focused. He needs to be focused to do it. Obviously, if he's sensing Glamour World, he's gonna be focused because he's trying to actually sense what it is. But then he said like his argument was because luck didn't know that Yuna was pulling up to him means that he can't have infinite sensory even though he's in the middle of a fight. Again, just because you can get off guarded does not mean your sensory abilities don't have that range. All right, let's get back to it.
The location of everyone at every single time in Black Clover. And your creation argument doesn't...
That's actually not true. Just because like just that doesn't mean he would know where everybody is every time. The range doesn't tell the quality of that range. Like, for example, if I could sense, you got somebody whose range was a house and somebody whose range was a neighborhood. That person with a house level sensing, they're in their room, maybe they could tell where everybody was at and who was where at. But if that person who has better range has less quality of sensing, they could be in that room and not sense it, but they could sense the whole neighborhood. Now they could sense like faint manas or other things, but it doesn't mean that they would know where everybody is everywhere at once. That's not how it worked. All right.
Doesn't even make sense because Elf Dorothy didn't even know that other people could manifest their thoughts in Dream World, which...
Oh, it's almost like that didn't happen, man. It's almost like that did not happen. He thinks that they are using their own imagination to make things. Well, we can even go back, and he says that because he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Dorothy didn't even know that other people could manifest their thoughts in Dream World, which is something that, as the creator, you should know.
So Patri has...
They didn't manifest their thoughts. Dorothy or Reeve manifested their thoughts.
Thoughts in...
And again, if Reeve hasn't fought anybody who's smart enough to know this, her not knowing it isn't anything. Doesn't mean anything. It just means she hasn't fought anybody who knows that. Doesn't mean anything. It literally does not mean anything. Yeah, that's true, Epsilon. He was casual too. Yeah, he's making shit up. Well, yeah. No, they did not manifest their thoughts. Reeve did. This is made very clear that they had to make her think it. That's why they were saying it out loud. That is the entire point of how they actually beat her. The fact that you could not understand the entire narrative point of the fight, that they had to outsmart Reeve to win, is telling in so many ways. Jesus Christ. Like I said, we're not even halfway through the first video.
Dream World, which is something that, as the creator, you should know.
So Patri has infinite magic power. Whether you want to believe he has literally like universal power, or he has an infinite amount of magic and infinite stamina, doesn't matter. Because if Finral can sense this, then Luck can sense infinite magic. Because Luck canonically has way better mana sensing than Finral. So if a weaker Luck can sense infinite magic, there's no reason to assume that a stronger Luck can sense an infinite.
Bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? Do you not know what the knowledge claim is?
So he's improper. He says I needed it's a knowledge claim. We have to prove that. Guys, if Luck senses an infinite space, that is what is stated, and then I say, oh, well, Finral could sense Patri's, what is stated to be infinite mana. And Luck has way better mana sensing than Finral. So then, therefore, it's not that crazy, and this is actually supporting evidence that luck could sense infinity. His name is Itsjustbrian. He's a Tik Tokker who made probably one of the... You know what? Is it, guys, we're only halfway through, but is this the worst Black Clover video on the internet? It really might be. But, no, so the knowledge claim, I substantiate. You can't say knowledge claim, and you can't knowledge claim everything. You have a burden yourself. And again, he doesn't understand that you don't actually even need luck to have infinite. I've explained this so many times. If luck said it's infinite and it has no end, there's no border, and he was being hyperbolic, or he was just guessing, either way, he's guessing or he's hyperbolic, and Magna perceives the infinite, like that he was being true, Reeves still responded and took it as them being true by saying the impossible is possible. So even if luck could not sense infinity, it doesn't matter, because in that context, she still responded and affirmed it by saying the impossible is possible. Exactly, Tonya. We will get into that. We will get into her making infinite water.
You would have to provide evidence that Fenrir can sense infinite magic, because...
Oh. Maybe it's because he saw somebody and said they have infinite magic. It's your burden to now say that they don't have infinite magic. Jesus Christ. Like, it's not crazy to say that, like, I understand it. It's wild, especially if you're reading it back in the day. To say Patru literally has infinite mana, it's not that crazy if he is weaker than Dorothy, who creates an infinite space. It's not that crazy. But
it's never been stated. It hasn't even been stated that he has good mana sensing.
I actually think it has been implied that he has good mana sensing.
Flight from Dorothy and leaving Glamour World, you can see that their dreams are not taking up the full volume of the space. There's a lot of room left. So what's really happening here is that their dreams, the clash of their dreams, is too strong for the Glamour World to actually take on. It can't withstand the dreams of two people. It's about power.
The thing I love about you, Broku, is the way you switch from the anime to the manga to support.
Oh, maybe because, let's see. It's easier to see in the anime because there's color, and they're actually the same exact scenes, but we'll keep it. I got a super chat. Thanks for the super chat, Straw Hat, or I guess Brian, since that's your name. Appreciate that. Why is it not letting me heart it? Okay. Bro, how do you think that they manifested their own thoughts in Glamour World? It was like a whole chapter they emphasized. Yeah. I think what he did is he went to go read this fight, and he just speed read right through it and just read it to get every single like type of point he wanted to get. He was reading it with like under his own interpretation, his own bias to try and be right, and that's why it's so bad. But I can't remember what the point was now. Oh, yeah, he gets mad at me for saying I switch back and forth. Dude, like, these are literally the same statements and same scenes. Holy fuck.
It can't withstand the dreams of two people. It's about power.
The thing I love about you, Broku, is the way you switch from the anime to the manga to support your narrative. But what do I expect from someone who says that the anime is more canon than the manga?
Oh, wait, oh! A lie. Because I didn't say that, did I? Did I, Brian? Did I say that? No, I actually did not.
What's your narrative? But what do I expect from someone who says that the anime is more canon than the...
Did I say the anime is more canon than the manga? No, I said support / withstand are synonyms, and the anime translation is more correct. I've seen the raws of the manga. Now, guys, is that me saying that the anime is more canon than the manga, or is that me saying that this translation is more correct than the manga translation? What is it? Because it seems pretty clear, as like he showed my comment, but he barely showed it because probably he didn't want people to read it. Because if you read it, you see I don't say the anime is more canon than the manga. Because my point is that Viz translated it to support The anime translated to withstand, also a fanlation translated to withstand. So that's 2 translations, one being official, that's translated to withstand. Withstand and support are synonymous, and he'll try and go this bullshit diatribe of why it's not synonymous. Dude, it's actual code. But so yeah, blatant lie to say that I said the anime is more canon, when I just said that this translation is more correct, and it doesn't matter because support and withstand are synonymous. And I made this a point that if you bench press 1,000 pounds and your arms snap, your arms could not support the weight. If you bench press 1,000 pounds and your arms snap, your arms could not withstand the force of the weight. They are synonymous, depending on the context. He's using a specific context and using specific lists online to say that it's not synonymous. We'll get into it.
The manga. Because in the manga, Tabata shows that the dreams were taking up the whole entirety of...
They're not... Do you know what space is? Space is volume. It's length, width, and height. We can see that just right here. Where are we seeing this from? Oh, we're seeing it from, like, a distance away from them? And, you know, if it was completely full, we wouldn't be able to see Dorothy and Reef because it would be completely full, right? And also, we can see behind them, even in the manga, I just showed the anime because it's more clear because we actually see the color. But behind them, like look at there's space right there. There's space right here. And guess what? There would be space above them and below them. It's not that hard to understand. Also, remember, at one point Sally says, this is the biggest spell a mage could possibly create. Remember that everybody before this just saw Patri use a spell that covered the entire kingdom. Which would mean that, at the very least, this spell is as big as the Clover Kingdom. And very obviously, these dreams, these powers are not covering the Clover Kingdom. Like, these ones that he's showing are not covering the full space. And then, so, yeah, like, that just right there shows, again, you don't know what you're talking about? If the space was full, we would not be able to see them because we are literally seeing them from a different point in that space. Yeah, bro doesn't grasp perspective, yeah. I mean, he doesn't understand anything, really. I'm surprised he had the skills to even put this video together with how bad he couldn't even perceive. Just completely missed the whole narrative point of a fight.
The space. Not to mention that the original word used was support, which always deals with weight and size. But again,
no, it actually doesn't, but whatever.
I'm talking to someone who thinks
here's the thing.
Those two words are synonymous.
Yes, weight, but what is weight? Weight is still a force. You realize that. Weight is still a force. The reason why when you drop a weight and it doesn't go through the ground and it just stays there is because the force is not enough to break through the ground. Like if I lift a 50-pound dumbbell and set it on the ground, the weight or the force of that weight is not enough to break through the ground. Jesus Christ. So there's been multiple calculations. The Clover Kingdom is at the very least 1,800 kilometers in diameter. I'm working on a video where I've actually gotten the Clover Kingdom to be at least multi-continental in size. You can argue it's pretty big. But at the very least, it's 1,800 kilometers in diameter. Yeah, he brings up the definition of these words. Remain undamaged or unaffected by resist. Oh, what are support beams doing? They are resisting the force of the weight because they are supporting it. Supporting it is resisting it. Oh, wow, words are fun. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
I'm Broku, I did this for you. I went to the Cambridge website, the Merriam website, and the Collins website.
See, you know, I've been to college. I took several writing classes in college. And what they tell you is that there's a lot of words, and there's a lot of different websites. And when we're learning specifically synonyms and antonyms, that just because a list doesn't have every single one, doesn't mean that there isn't one. Like, just because these lists don't say the support and withstand are synonymous doesn't mean they're not synonyms. Especially when I say support and withstand in that bench press example, and every single person I've talked to, even people in your comments, or no, maybe that was my comments, were saying that that's obvious. Like, English is not that hard, bro. So, yes, support and withstand are synonymous in the context I use it. Again, this version, like, even look at this version that he's using. There's different versions of support to give practical or emotional help to. He's using the support of, like, oh, I'm going to support my family and get this job. He's using the wrong definition of support that is being used. Is Dorothy making Glamour World so she can support her family? Holy fuck, dude. Jesus Christ. God damn. We still have 2 minutes left.
All English-speaking websites, and none of them supported your claim that these two words are synonymous.
Okay, it looks like he did go through more definitions, but still, my point still stands. That, let's see where, because I think that he did go through different, so I'll give him that.
All English-speaking websites, and none of them
That's still the same definition.
supported your claim that these two
Wait, is he just using the definition of support that's all about
words
like,
are synonymous?
I didn't even get to see the ending. Again, for the definitions of support that he showed, that was a lot more about emotional support, not physical support against a force. Like, if you get support beams for your house, it's supporting your house by resisting the weight of the house up top. Like, he didn't show that for that bottom one. Again, I'm not going to look at all three of them. Maybe show one of them and show them one by one. I'm not seeing all of them because either way, my point still stands.
So, I wasn't really going to add any audio to this, but I wanted to double check Brian here. Because I went to Collins Dictionary, I looked up withstand synonyms, and if you scroll down, additional synonyms to withstand, to support, or hold up. And that is in the context of bearing, because remember, withstand can have multiple synonyms as well, which is the synonym, or which is the context that I am using. So, literally, on the website he is using, it officially lists, like this is the Collins Dictionary website, it officially lists withstand as a synonym to support. Support and withstand are synonyms. Brian.
You're so scared of Black Clover being strong that you just can't even come up with the arguments to go against it because you're so scared. Like when you appeal to absurdity, when I compare the stars in the Black Clover world to the stars in Glamour World.
Oh god, this
they
is a good
really
one, guys.
in design, but you're assuming they're twinkles, which makes no sense. If Dorothy can create an infinite space, her own world, the likelihood there'll be stars in the sky will be likely, especially if she's basing off her world on the universe and her own night sky. This is why these stars look identical to the stars in her own sky.
Now why would I be skeptical? Maybe it's because Tabata didn't draw stars in the manga.
Oh. Here's the thing, guys. Maybe it's hard to see the stars in Glamour World because it's black and white and there's her magic all around. And also, he says, like verbatim, Tabata's never drawn stars in the manga.
Either in the real world or Dorothy's world. And it's very evident because I can see that you're using the anime to the...
Oh, there's the other lie. Remember, I started the stream showing my video, my original TikTok. I never showed this. This is in the anime where we get a creature that Dorothy creates that has a galaxy in her mouth in the anime. In the manga, it looks just like a light. But I never used that in my video, Brian. So why are you bringing that up and saying I'm using the anime to support my point when I didn't use that? So that's pretty rad of you, actually. So remember, when I said I was going to make a response to you, you told me not to lie, but now that's 2 lies in your video. At least, maybe there's more. But that's a lie. Because I never used this example. Did I, Brian? Did I stream? I already showed my original video. Pretty whack.
defend your point. coupled with the fact that you lack basic understanding of science, stars exist in a vacuum. So if they were stars in Dorothy's dimension, seeing as they are not on a planet, there should be no air around them. Because other...
It's almost like... you know, Dorothy. If she goes in her Glamour World, she would want to breathe. I would think. I would want to breathe.
mangakas...
It's almost like she would create oxygen. Oh my god.
Stick to this rule. When they want to show stars in their universe, they usually do it from a point of a spaceship.
Okay, it doesn't matter if you're gonna show how other series show stars? That doesn't fucking matter. Oh my god.
Or the planet itself. But Tabata throughout the Black Clover manga has never drawn a starry sky.
Oh god, this is gonna be good. Tabata's never drawn a starry sky.
So your evidence is lacking.
It's just an imaginary, abstract world.
Okay. Luckily for you, Brian, I read the manga, and I found over 11 panels of Tabata drawing a starry sky. Weird. Dorothy's oxygen level. She's trying to support her family. Alright. So, I went through, and I found a bunch of images, guys. I think it was over 10 panels. 10 panels of Tabata drawing stars in Black Clover. And he says that Tabata's never drawn a starry sky. Alright, this might be hard to see. But we'll see, because I can't tell yet. Okay, so, here's a starry sky. Yeah, here's more creation feats. Yeah, creation magic, Brian. Love it. Oh, another starry sky. I'm not going to zoom in on this one for obvious reasons. That's obviously a starry sky. Oh, I don't think I put all of them in there, actually. But that's several starry skies right there. 1, 2... Oh, not to mention, let me go to it real quick. Yeah, oh my god. Oh, that's 1, 2, 3 panels of stars in the sky. Let's see. Oh, there's one more. There's another one. Oh, there's another one. This is like 4 in one chapter so far. Oh, there's another one. Wow, weird. Weird, Brian. I thought I was the liar. Damn, I need a fucking cough drop. I'm yelling too much. I'm gonna be back in like 1 minute. Man, how do Dragon Ball characters do this? How do Dragon Ball characters just yell all day? Alright. We're talking about stars and how I just proved he's wrong. But let me talk about why it doesn't matter. Because when I showed the stars in Dorothy's Glamour World, those are from episode 151. That's an anime canon episode. That means that episode is canon. That means that is how Dorothy's Glamour World looks. There are stars, star-looking things at the very least in her Glamour World. And they look exactly like how the stars look in other anime canon episodes. So, really not that complex, but I think we got like about a minute left. Let's get back to it.
The dreams that she creates are real, she says up here. If, as I guessed, that's real water, then, and it was real water, they electrically decomposed the water, launched fire at it, and caused an explosion because the water was real. And then Sally, a scientist, says what she is generating are the real objects.
So if they are real stars, they are meant to exist in a vacuum. And I love how you left out Sally.
So, hey Brian, how about this? knowledge claim. Prove what you're saying. Prove it. Prove it, Brian. Prove it. Because if Dorothy wants to survive, she's going to give herself oxygen. Or maybe Glamour World has oxygen in it. It's not that crazy. Prove it, Brian. Prove it, Brian. Prove it, Brian.
Ali, the science is questioning the size of the realm itself and needing to ask Magna for
Well, it's almost like Sally gets really excited about things. Whoa, neat. What's up with this world? This just might be the biggest spell any one mage could possibly create. Oh, that's interesting, Brian. That's interesting. The biggest mage, or biggest spell any mage could possibly create. Right. Yeah, she's getting hyped up and excited about it. Like, she's not, and also, to say she's asking Magna specifically, when there's a bunch of other characters around her is weird. But, whatever. Nah-eyed Cap. Brian Magic, nah-eyed Brian.
confirmation. But yet, when giving us information about Dorothy's technique, she doesn't question herself, but yet gives affirmative statements.
She's not questioning herself. Jesus Christ. How is she questioning herself? She's saying neat. Like, holy shit. Oh my god. Do you not know what happens when people get excited? Like, when I had this Indian food, and when I went to the UK, and I had this Indian food, it was the best food I ever had. We're like, oh my god, me and my girlfriend were freaking out. This is the best food we ever had, right? Right? Even though we both knew it, but we're so excited about it, we keep asking, because it's so crazy. She's not actually asking him anything.
Questioning the size of the realm itself and needing to ask Magna for confirmation. But yet, when giving us information about Dorothy's technique, she doesn't question herself, but yet gives affirmative statements.
Okay. Your point?
But yet, when giving us information about Dorothy's technique,
That this is not an argument. Like, for one, this is a Sally who's now learned more about the Glamour World, and now she's less excited. She's still excited, but she's less excited now. Because she's in the middle of a fight. But, whatever.
she doesn't question herself, but yet gives affirmative statements. But Broku, why did you leave that out? So at the end,
Why did you lie twice? Why do I have to leave something out when it actually supports what I'm saying? And we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
at the end of the day, you fail to provide evidence that Dorothy created her dimension and
Oh, wait. What'd you say? Well, let's go back just a little bit.
yet when giving us information about Dorothy's technique, she doesn't question herself, but yet gives affirmative statements. But Broku, why did you leave that out? So at the end of the day, you fail to provide evidence that Dorothy created her dimension and that
Wait, I failed to provide evidence that Dorothy creates her dimension? Oh! That's weird. That's really weird. Well, thank you, Brian, for providing it for me. This just might be the biggest spell any one mage could possibly create. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. You're a bit more cooperative now. You're improving. Gained a little bit more respect for you. Appreciate that. But that's not the only statement, but we'll just finish the video. Watch
yet
the
when
next
giving
video.
us information about Dorothy's technique, she doesn't question herself, but yet gives affirmative statements. But Broku, why did you leave that out? So at the end of the day, you fail to provide evidence that Dorothy created her dimension and that it is infinite, or provide evidence that Locke has infinite mana sensing. At the end of the day, you were just spitting headcanon. This video.
Okay, Brian. Remember now, you say only Magnus created spells in Black Clover, but I'm the headcanon guy. I'm the liar. And also, again, you lied twice. You lied twice. I caught you in the lie. You even showed what I said, and then you said what I didn't say, despite showing my comment. Like, that's pretty bad. And then you barely show it for any time frame, so it goes away, and people would have to pause to read it. That's pretty bad, Brian. That's pretty bad. Pretty bad.
It was already 5 minutes long and I don't want it to be longer. So yeah, see you guys next time.
More like, you got done. Yeah, you're too tired of capping. I know. You're done with your lies. You're done with your bullshit. We get it. It's okay. Just shut the fuck up from now on. Go read Black Clover for once. I mean, this is not over. Even after the videos, I have proof that when people showed him he was wrong, he deleted their comments and blocked them. Like, not even just, like, the comments being deleted, but, like, him saying he was going to delete it. I got you, Brian. I got you. Don't worry.
Anyway, before the video starts, check out the new look.
$5 super chat. Appreciate that, Oreo. Please debunk the manga viewers video I shared. Manga viewers video. Did you link it to me somewhere? Thank you very much, Oreo. I appreciate that. Straw hat, $2. Appreciate that. It's not letting me favorite it because chats, or it's in the way. Well, now I can favorite it. Thank you, Dorothy. Dorothy is awesome. But he posted he responded to somebody else's comment, and this is gonna be a good way to cap out his cap.
Anyway, before the video starts, check out the new look. I've been needing a haircut for a while, but finally done it. What do you guys think? Now, as for this archaic frog in my comments, you can argue all you want, but I'm waiting for your evidence, which you have not.
K Lizzie, happy birthday, K Lizzie. I hope you have a great day. And everybody else in the chat, please wish K Lizzie a happy birthday.
Provided. Because even if I give you the argument that it's an infinite space, Dorothy doesn't scale to it because she didn't create it. Stated.
Oh, wait, Brian. Let's show the panel you showed. Oh, Brian, thank you so much for giving me the evidence. Sally said Dorothy created it. Thank you. But there's also more evidence. I will get to that in a moment. Let's just finish watching it.
They're right in the manga. Mages don't create their spells. They only unlock them as they get stronger. So
I already debunked this. I can't believe he actually thinks this. I'm actually... You know, I do believe it. I actually knew, because of how stupid his comments were, that the video was going to be terrible. He doesn't know anything about Black Clover. He must have been under the influence when he read it, or he speed read it, or something, but nothing's tracking here.
So it's your burden to prove that Dorothy created the dream world. Because unlike you, I came with facts, and I showed them. So
yes, you did, Brian. Thank you very much for showing the facts. Appreciate it. Dorothy created Glamour World. You did good. You did good, bud. But I will find the other statement that says Dorothy creates it and go into the other evidence for why she creates it. Because yeah, there's another statement that implies that she creates it. Over. There we go. Dorothy Unsworth, member of the Coral Peacock's Magic Dream. A brigade captain. She's usually fast asleep. She's able to use dream magic to make a world that's exactly how she wants to be. She creates it, Brian. She creates it. There's more evidence than just that. Yes, Weeb, he thinks that people do not create their spells. But let's get into it. Let's get into why there's more evidence that Dorothy creates it than just the two statements that just say that she does. But we'll get into it more. We'll have fun. So we are in the Black Clover manga. Glamour World is collapsing. Glamour World is gone. Which means Glamour World is destroyed. But what happens later? What happens later? Glamour World's destroyed. Well, that's really unfortunate for Dorothy, because if she doesn't create Glamour World, she wouldn't have Glamour World anymore. Yeah, well, luckily, Brian... Whoa, what was that? Luckily, Brian, she does create Glamour. She does create Glamour World because she brings Noelle in there. Yeah, this happens multiple times. Yami destroys Glamour World. She uses it against Morris. Morris destroys Glamour World. She uses it against Lucifero, like, a few chapters later. Like, Io sent me that. And, it's at the end of volume, or chapter 185 in that volume, so. Okay. What was I gonna get into next? Oh, yeah, I just want to show that, let me see. Morris destroys Glamour World. I think that's 311. So, yep, we got Morris destroying Glamour World. Excuse me. That's chapter 311. That Morris destroys Glamour World. It's got to be 319 or 320. So just 8 or 9 chapters later. Let's see. Yep. Just 8 or 9 chapters later, which maybe a few hours in Black Clover time. We don't exactly know how much time passed. And we could probably look at the clock tower. Maybe it's actually probably minutes, really. But, oh, Glamour World, which was just destroyed 8 or 9 chapters ago. Dorothy's summoning into Glamour World again, which he destroys it and thinks Glamour World's pointless. So, Brian, I know you're probably going to say that it just reforms on itself naturally. Knowledge claim. Prove that, Brian. Because if we have 2 statements that say that she creates it, and then it gets destroyed multiple times and it comes back, that's a heavy burden for you to overcome and say that she doesn't create it. I do want to play the new game, fam. I do. But yeah, so Glamour World's infinite, and she creates it. Now it's up to you guys if you want to say she scales to it, or any other characters do. I personally think it's pretty likely, but I'm not gonna like hate on you if you don't. I don't understand, like it sounds crazy, but maybe you'll understand when I make my Universal Asta video and I talk about why I think he's universal. Or at least why I think it's actually, there's a lot of evidence for it. And that argument is not solely based on Glamour World. But it is not Ultimate Lifeform Cars. It is not. But yeah, I'm probably gonna make a TikTok.
So please.
Brian. But that's the hard thing is TikTok's limit is 10 minutes. And how am I gonna cover all that stupidity in 10 minutes? How? How am I going to cover all that stupidity in 10 minutes? I don't think it's possible. I literally don't think it's possible. Oh, thanks for reminding me, One Nation. Before we move on, I have proof that our good old friend Brian here, when One Nation corrected him, that Brian deleted his comments, saying he was going to delete his comments, and then blocked him. So that's kind of funny, isn't it? Let me see. But yeah, so here's it's just Brian admitting that he's gonna delete One Nation Army's comments for debunking him because this guy didn't know about spells. So he says, my guy, you comment makes no sense. The manga already said they don't make it. Why would I keep arguing with you about facts? One Nation Army, not trying to say anything, my guy, but we were just chatting and now it's all gone because he deleted all of his comments because he's wrong. It's so funny. Then he says, to unlock the spell and their mama determines the output. Simple. I don't like my comments being flooded. We're talking about a guy who got barely any comments. Man, you are soft, bro. Just Brian, not only are you stupid, you're fucking soft to delete these fucking comments. What a fraud. Anyways, if you can show me a panel that states they create their spells, that'll be nice, else I'm deleting this. He then deleted it. here, buddy. Tucker, come here. I think he's all upset because I stopped playing with him. Let's see. Oh. And then One Nation said, I find it rather scummy when you allowed so many comments on the other vids, but if that's the excuse, then go ahead. And he said, I think it's pretty clear you know you made a mistake. You chose to delete the combo. Not a good look. And it's not, because you were shown to be wrong. And then, let's see. Oh, you're welcome, guys. Yeah, and then deleted the messages as stated by One Nation. And then he blocked One Nation. Brian, you are fucking soft. Not only are you stupid when it comes to Black Clover, but you are fucking soft. Wow, that is embarrassing. 10,000 followers on TikTok, and you can't take a few comments? That is embarrassing. You are weak. You are weak. Wow. Pathetic. Actually pathetic. But yeah, I think that's the end of the Itsjustbrian saga. I'll make a TikTok. Maybe he'll respond. But honestly, I don't know if I'm going to make it tonight because I want to fucking, like, I just finished my finals. I want to fucking play video games. Maybe I'll respond to him tomorrow. And I'll just, like, post this. I don't know. Because how am I going to respond to all that stupidity and lies in 10 minutes?